What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm over here at Brian's shop working on the OG hot rod today. It was very busy last weekend. We went to Billy's race, street race channel, war at 304. Really fun. I am digging that tournament style racing, but I really enjoyed the tournament style. It wasn't one and done. A lot of times it's off the trailer, and you know, that's a bad deal sometimes if you travel a long ways from home. So did really well. I guess I should, I think I did really well. I lost first round to Billy, lost second round to Ryan, KC Max. We ended up losing my shorts, losing my sleeves, trying to make racing fun where it's not about the money, where it's just about having fun. So that was fun. It'd have been more entertaining if it wasn't me getting embarrassed, but maybe next time. We did go to the finals in the lightweight class. So that was really fun, really had a good time there. Car got out there, tire shook. We got mine now back in radial trim. This week, we were planning on going to Rico, but the weather looked kind of bad, but now the sun's out. But it is what it is. So we decided to come over here to Brian, hang out with him. He's working on his hot rod, and we're going to work on the OG car some today. We got to get this thing going, and it's not going to fix itself. Comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. We're racing this weekend. Hopefully Mooresville, maybe Friday night. And Saturday is at Rockingham, the Frontside Hustle. They are doing the tournament style. So that's going to be really fun. We'll see how the locals like it. I dig it. All right, check it out. Comment, like, and subscribe. Appreciate it, guys. So there's only 3 coins available right now. Go to our website. The drawing is happening this week. If those 3 don't sell, it's okay. It's going to be a best out of 47. But go grab a coin, 3 left to get entered to win this signed helmet. Appreciate it, guys. All right, so Brian's over here. We're going to get this thing set up. He's got the headers built. So small block Chevrolet, he had a set of headers that didn't fit. So he got those fit. A lot of cutting and moving and sorting. So he's got the headers built on it. Probably not going to run front end on this thing. So, you know, that is what it is. But you could cut a little piece out of it. But it's going to be like front side, no prep. Nitrous, small block Chevrolet. We talked about that before. So what's going to be interesting, though, see, still got the coil on plug. So got coil on plug up here. We are going to make it so that it's got the same crank signal setup. So it's the 12 minus 1. The 12 magnet minus 1, so 11 magnets missing 1. And it's got the Holley cam sync back here. We're going to use the Holley Dominator. Smart coil, plug on, coil near plug. Everybody corrects me. It's not coil on plug, it's near plug. So that is technically the correct term. E85. And so today, it's close to getting ready to start. We might be able to get fire in the hole. He doesn't have any E85, so got a few things to do fitting wise, but we might be able to crank it on brake clean later. So we're gonna mess with this one for a little while. We got to look at the instructions. I can't remember how to set this up. It's just like my big block Chevrolet, but we're gonna look at this. I think we have to put the missing magnet on the 0, and then look at that, boy! It spins right over. When's the last time you charged the battery?
September.
That is that full spectrum power. We probably need to put the battery charger on that. Full spectrum power to the front, that thing spins it over like it ain't nothing. It's probably a little low. It's been sitting there, but it does spin it over easily. So we're gonna mess with this. Basically what you do is the missing magnet, you have to, the sensor is down here. So the missing magnet, when it needs to be 60 degrees before top dead center on the compression stroke. So that's where the missing magnet has to be. So we're going to get on here. We'll pull this plug out. Number 1 is on that side over there. So we'll pull that plug out, get it on the compression stroke, and then we'll set it where it needs to be. Hang on. All right, guys. Well, we just set this thing up with the cam sync and the crank signal. That's really easy to do on that. Don't have any gas. Do you remember where you got this from?
Nope, can't remember the name.
TPS, so that we can use regular TPS stuff. So he's going to hit it with brake clean. Hit it with brake clean and see if it fires. Let's go! Fired right up. Now we need is E85, a few more fittings. What else is it?
Not much more.
Not much more at all.
Like 3 fittings, some fuel, and wire up the nitrogen.
God, I want to hear it run. Heck yeah. Well, fire in the hole at least. Fire it up. Yay. Dang, guys, I have been over here for like 4 hours. I feel like I've got nothing done. But, I mean, it's a slow go here at this point. So, we got the master cylinder holder back on. The pedal assembly is in there. So I did have to modify. So I got another master cylinder. This master cylinder was the one on the car that I wrecked. But I had a new one. And so this one's been off for a little while. So I just want to put a new one on it and see what it did. So we got our piece. So when we're remaking this lines now, I screwed up my first one. I screwed up my ends there. So Brian is really good at making these. So he made the double flare. So he's over there making the other one now. And so we'll have the brake master cylinder on. Also, the reason I knocked this off, I'm going to have to take this home. Got this from NC Speed Lab. This is the aluminum steering column. So I cut this off of the other one. So basically I got to go weld this on. This is the part that goes into the shaft there. And then NC Speed Lab, aluminum column, appreciate them hooking us up with that. So once we get this all mounted up, we'll figure out where to cut it off down here. I was thinking about using this steering wheel in here, but I think I'm gonna get another steering wheel. Just get another steering wheel with a quick release. And then that way, I've got a newer aluminum one. So I'm probably gonna get that. So I got some stuff to order here. Randy is looking for, remember we wired his car up and then he had Devin professionally wire it a couple years ago. So he is looking for his old harness. I've got a harness, but I don't have everything. So hopefully he's found his harness and then we'll be good to go. So yeah. Okay, so that is on. So that is mounted. So we did end up having to, this is all secured. The way this one was, on the other car, it seemed like it wasn't a problem. But I ended up only having to mount it on this side because when I had it over there, when it was pointing straight down, these bottom lines right here were like on the firewall. It's hard to see, but it was not going to work for some reason. I mean, I don't understand why, but that's what we did. So it's got one mounting hole there, the side line. This is the bias, so you can control how much pressure is to the back. So that is good. So under here, so we're just looking at this. So the way this thing works. So we did have to bend that bar just a little bit, but we got this all back on there. And you know, ideally, like you would move this thing up to get a better angle. So if you bend the little push rod there, it's kind of hard to see. It gives it the right angle. This thing goes in and it comes back out. The key thing you want to be careful of is the way I had to grind that to get it to go in there. That push bar, Chris Moore, actually, this happened to him on the little Ranger. If this thing comes too far back, if there's no stop there, then the push rod could come out and then you have no brakes. So you want to make sure that is good, and that's your full stroke of the pedal right there. I can feel it bottoming out. So it bottoms right there. So it's a little ways away from the floor. So yeah, so this will be up here. So yeah, so we're making some progress here. So all right, guys, well, I guess that's going to be it for this part. I'm going to clean all this stuff up, and then I'm going to go to the house, and then in the morning, I'm going to show you the ECU I got, and I'm going to try to flash it with the new stuff. So yeah, so I guess we're making progress. All right, guys, back in the garage. I'm going to show you what we're going to do now, too. But look, I don't know if y'all forgot about it. I kind of forgot about it, but I did not. We've got 3 coins left on our website. Go to TurboJohnRacing.com. There's only 3 left. I don't remember what the numbers were, but we only sold 50. And regardless if we sell those 3 or not this week, we're going to draw that because the helmet needs to go. So somebody's going to get this memorabilia, the helmet that me and my crew have signed. So go check that out if you don't mind. 20 bucks. Get a flip coin, turbo on one side, nitrous on the other side. It's actually really, really, really cool. So what we're doing now is got my computer set up. Got Holley HP. Got this one used. Now this one has been damaged at one point. I don't know if y'all seen that before. This is like a common failure point on Holleys. Is it'll mess up the little pin connector here, but somebody fixed it. So now we got to update it. So I've got the wiring harness down here. The wiring harness, this is not a complete Holley wiring harness, but it is HP. Randy is looking for his old wiring harness. This one does not have the ignition coils on it. So I've got to get it so that basically we got to wire it in. So I got to buy the sub harness for the coils. Basically, it'll go in here and you'll unpin this. You don't unpin the whole thing, but you pin the harness in there. And then I've got to buy also, this is for the injectors, the injector sub harness that plugs into this, that goes out to the injectors. And then I also need the part where that plugs in right here for the ignition, the sub harness that plugs in here to give me crank and cam. So remember, so my block Chevrolet is basically just like this. It's got the cam sync just like this back here, and then it has the crank signal down there. So that is one sub harness. So that is easy to do. So let's, first thing we need to do, I'm going to update this. I don't know when the last time this thing was powered up. So I do have the power module, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the power out of this car to plug in the harness. And then we do have to plug in this harness because the Holley is pretty simple. I mean, this red and white wire right here, once you plug that up, then that energizes the Holley and it turns it on. So I want to go ahead and update the software and see what software is on it. It's probably like V4 most likely. So we're going to have to go ahead and do the update on it. So I've already got I built me another tune here. So Tetanus, since that's what we're going to name the car, basically went in here and, you know, it's just the HP, and then you set everything up. So obviously I don't know what fuel injectors I'm going to do yet, so that'll probably change a little bit in there. So, but yeah, so I've got it all built and set, and obviously, like with the pin map, there's a lot of stuff that I'm not going to be able to use coming from the Dominator, because it was the Dominator last time we run it. So a lot of stuff didn't. So it's only got 4 inputs and 4 outputs. So that is going to, you know, potentially be, you know, more issue. So you got to choose wisely on what to use here. So let's wire this thing up real quick. The key thing that you have to do anytime you're updating computer, anytime you're updating the firmware, anytime you're updating anything like that, it cannot lose power on the ECU. You don't want to brick it. They say, I've never had it happen. Hopefully today is not the day. Okay, so I got all this hooked up, power, my little ignition wire, whatever that thing is. So I plugged up this, and obviously you have to synchronize it. So let's see what it says when you synchronize. So it gives you an error, upgrade firmware. So we want to upgrade the firmware. So I guess it is version 6 that is on it. It says 587 though. Okay, so we want to upgrade the firmware. So let me show you how to do that. So updating the firmware is normally pretty easy. Basically, you go over here to this little sync box button, says sync. You hit the little down arrow and it says upgrade firmware. So blah, 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 blah. I don't know what the setting is on there, so that's okay. It doesn't matter what's on the ECU. And that's what it's talking about, on the ECU, not that is in the computer here. So in the ECU, it's going to erase it. The functional works. Okay, so let's through here. Firmware, unless maybe this is so old. Let's see, if it doesn't take it, then if it's like version 3 or 4, then what I have to do is I'll have to go download version 3 or 4, and then go to 5, I think it is. But it's doing something here. So let's just see here. It takes time. One of the things you have to make sure that your ECU, your laptop, Your computer, make sure that it does not come unplugged, make sure it does not lose power, and then also make sure that this thing, your computer here, does not go into sleep mode, because sometimes it'll go into sleep mode and they say that'll cause a problem. Normally I just don't let it go into sleep at all. Make sure you've got plenty of power. This thing is fully charged. If you have a problem with your laptop and it doesn't seem to want to work right as far as like holding battery, make sure you have it plugged into a power source, because you don't want, you know, any failures as much as possible. So okay, so let's see here. We'll keep moving this. See how, okay, this is pretty fast flashing. Let's see. Sometimes from what I remember, it used to take 3 or 4 minutes, but I mean, obviously they may have changed. The computer speeds may have sped up, unless there's something after this. I don't remember, honestly. It's been a while since I've done it. The update was successful. The controller is now rebooting. Please be sure to cycle the ignition power after. What? It's already done? Wow. Okay. So it seems to be good. Okay, so now we gotta unplug, cycle the power. So we're gonna take the red and white wire off, take it loose, and then we'll try to throw this tune to the ECU. All right, so that was easily done. That was way more easy than what I thought. So I got it all back disconnected. So the ECU is ready to go to its new home. The wiring harness is ready to go to its new home. So yeah, so that was not as risky as I thought. So guys, also woke up this morning to some very bad news. Unfortunately, last night, Block at KD Dragway was in a crash and he did not survive. Drag racing is so dangerous. We understand, you know, when we get in these cars that anything can go wrong at any time. And we still take those risks. And, you know, I guess we're stupid. I guess that's the reality. But y'all keep him and his family in your prayers and your thoughts. And I mean, it just sucks. It just really, really sucks. I didn't know him well, but our racing community is so small. We have such a small group of racers in reality, in the grand scheme of things. You really hate when something like that happens. So y'all keep him in your thoughts and prayers, him and his family. And we'll see y'all on the next upload. Appreciate it, guys.